Hey guys, as you may have noticed, I'm not in my Toyota GR Yaris. I am in my study today, and the reason for that is my Toyota GR Yaris is now with the dealership getting some work done. If you saw my previous video, I mentioned that I believe my Toyota GR Yaris water pump had failed. And that was mostly because I had about a year of losing coolant, and more recently, I was losing a lot of coolant. I think more recently, I would have lost about 100 mil in, I want to say, about 2 months, which is an extraordinary amount of coolant. You should not really be losing coolant in your car. It's a closed system. You can lose oil. A lot of the cars out there, especially turbo cars, they do lose some oil, so they require a bit of top up, which is pretty normal. Coolant, generally speaking, if you're losing, enough to notice, then you probably have a bit of an issue. You should get it checked out. So that's sort of what my suspicion was. It was towards the water pump. My service coming up with the GR Yaris, Toyota does 6 monthly services, so I had that coming up. In my last video, I said I would raise it with Toyota. So I've dropped it off at Toyota, and I mentioned to them that the coolant issue is still ongoing. As I said, they were following along this coolant issue because they were trying different options. They bled my system, they replaced the cap. So again, I mentioned it. And this time I said I needed to top it up because that was genuinely the case. I had to refill it with Toyota pink coolant, and I think that sort of got their attention a fair amount because in their mind that really solidified that there was a bit of an issue. So within, I would say, a couple of hours, and that's why I thought I'd make this quick video, within a couple of hours Toyota called me back and they said, we were going through your servicing, so that's sort of a separate matter, but we did pop it up and have a look underneath. They noticed that the water pump had failed. It was leaking, and the way I understand it is dealerships have to get buy-in from Toyota Motor Corporation or Toyota Japan, I think, to sign off on warranty works. And they mentioned that they'll now be replacing my water pump, which is a great outcome. I'm quite pleased that that's happening. I do have a loan car from Toyota. So here in Australia, the way it works is you book in a loan car if you need one. I always make sure I book in a loan car. It's included in the service, really, which I think is a great perk, and it's really a cost. If you go outside of the dealership, you might save some money, but if you really put in the cost of a loan car and the convenience, I think it's just worth it to go to the dealership, at least under the warranty period. So I do have a loan car, and Toyota did say, the dealership, that I could keep that loan car while they repair the water pump as well, because I think the service initially was just going to be a one-day thing, but with the water pump, it looks like they're going to have to get that part in, which might take a day or two. Effectively, the timeline grows, so they said I could keep the car. I'm not inconvenienced. So that's what's happening right now. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I think this is a really good outcome, guys. In my mind, I'm so glad I went with certified pre-owned. So when I bought the Toyota GR Yaris, I was looking at a bunch of other cars. The primary car I was cross-shopping against was the FK8 Civic Type R. That car was under my budget, and as you all know, one of the main reasons I went with the GR Yaris, obviously I love my GR Yaris, and I've got a bunch of videos around that as well, but one of the main reasons I went with my GR Yaris is because I could get a model with certified pre-owned. That sort of includes Toyota warranty. So my GR Yaris, when I bought it, it had 2 years remaining warranty, and when the car gets CPO, Toyota adds another 1 year. Coming from my BMW, guys, I did not want to take the risk at all, even with a Japanese car. Here's my water pump. It's failed on a Japanese car. This water pump is nothing crazy. It's something Toyota uses across a lot of cars, but it has failed. Looks like it was a defect. Looks like it was defective from the day I bought it, really. But I'm glad I had the warranty and Toyota's covering it. And I have no doubt in my mind that if I had gotten this work outside of warranty, I'd be stressed. I'd be looking at quotes. I don't have to worry about anything. It could be thousands of dollars for all I care, right? Because it's warranty work. So I'm quite happy. I would like to say, I'm not going to mention the dealership, but I am quite pleased with my experience with the Toyota dealers. One thing in Australia, guys, Toyota dealerships are excellent. I think a lot of people, they buy BMW, Audi, Mercedes, and they often get these cars and they're not too impressed with the dealership responses. I have many friends who go through this. Yes, they have the nice coffee machines, the nice showrooms, and the nice loaner cars, but when things go wrong, a lot of people aren't necessarily impressed with the way they're treated. I think Toyota is pretty hassle-free, at least for regular cars. I know they have a bit of a reputation overseas, in USA specifically, for not being the best for performance cars, but here in Australia, at least for regular cars, and even my GR Yaris, the Toyota experience has been great. I wish the water pump did not fail, but I'm glad, if it was ever going to fail, I'm glad it's failed now in warranty, and I think for as long as I hold it, or when the future owner, when I decide to sell, when they get the car, I think, effectively it's a brand new water pump. So it's good news all around. Hope that helps. I'll catch you next time.